Good morning, dear students. We are studying about the chapter My Childhood, and now we have studied about how the life or when he was a child, how he was living as with different religion or religious harmony, how he was living in a religious harmony situation. Now, next one incident is given in order to show the religious harmony or the problems in their family, like that. One day, when I was in the fifth standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramananda Shastri, who wore the sacred thread. So he was studying in fifth class, and when he was studying in the school, so there was an incident. So he is going to describe about the incident that is taking place. And when he was small, he used to sit in the front row. So you can see in the next page, page number 72. It is the picture is given that the students are sitting, and in the front row, the first the Ramananda Shastri is sitting, and second the Abdul Kalam is sitting. So the positions and all are given there, and you can understand it easily. So here he was sitting there, and so he was the Muslim. As a Muslim, he was wearing a cap as an identification of that he is a Muslim. And the Ramananda Shastri was wearing a sacred thread. So you know that especially the Brahmins, they wear a sacred thread, and this is a representation of or showing that they are belonging to the Brahmin caste, or belonging to Brahmin category. So this was there. So just by looking at the two students, they were able to understand, anybody will be able to understand that the person who is wearing a sacred thread is a Brahmin, and the other one who is wearing a cap is a Muslim. The new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. So when the new teacher came, so all the teachers or the teachers who are there, they were not having any kind of problems, so they did not find any kind of problems. But when a new teacher came, and that teacher, when he saw that there are two students sitting there, and that teacher was also belonging to the Brahmin caste, and when he saw that a Hindu high priest son is sitting with a Muslim boy, so he was not able to digest this one. He was unable to adjust with that such kind of situation. So he felt that this is something which is not good. Okay, so a Brahmin boy should not sit with a Muslim boy. So such kind of a belief he had. So he what he did is that he told the boy to get up and go and sit in the back bench. So the Brahmin boy was sitting on the front row, and he was Abdul Kalam also was sitting in the front row just beside the Ramananda Shastri, but the teacher had told him to get up and go back and sit on the last bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramananda Shastri. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. So when he was told to go and sit at the back last bench, he felt very much disappointed or depressed or so much sad. And the same feeling was there for the Ramananda Shastri also, and he was also very much sad. So he felt a lot amount of difficulty or sadness. And when he was looking at the Shastri, then he saw that he was crying, weeping. So here he can understand. So see like how much amount of attachment you are having. See, like if you are sitting in a class, and mostly you are having lot amount of friends, and when there is something like teachers are changing place, sometimes like when the teachers are coming, or when you find that you are talking with some other student or something like that, then they change the place. So it is very common that the teachers do like that. But when the teacher is doing like that, then you feel a lot amount of pain or difficulty in adjusting to such situations. So when you are, because you are very much comfortable with sitting with your own friends, and see these three. It was said that he was having three friends, and all these four of them were living very much close, and they were so much attached to each other. So they were very happy to sit together. But now, when the teacher has told him to go and sit at the back bench, and this is also like a kind of discrimination, like something that because of he was a Muslim, he was sent to the back bench. So this also created a hurt feeling in the mind of Abdul Kalam. So it created a lasting impression in his mind. So children, when we are doing something, especially when they are in the small age, they feel it very much difficulty, or they feel a lot amount of pain when something is done to them. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Lakshmana Shastri summoned the teacher, and in the presence of in our presence, told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. So when they went, normally what is happening is that if anything happens in the school, we go back and at home, and we tell it to our parents. So the same way, these children also did the same. So they went and told their parents about it. So Abdul Kalam went and told his parent about the things happened, and this Ramananda Shastri also said the same thing to his father. And when his father heard this, when Lakshmana Shastri heard this incident, he called called the teacher, and told him that you are not supposed to spread the poison of communal intolerance and social inequality. So kind of like this kind of feelings should not be injected to the smaller child. Okay, so when the children are in childhood, they have to mingle with everyone, and they should live happily. So this is like we know that, see, when you are born, you don't know which caste you belong to or which religion you are in. And until and unless your father or mother is telling you that you are belonging to this particular caste or you are in this particular religion, you are not going to know it. So like we are all human beings. If you are born as a Hindu or Muslim or Christian, there is no any difference. All are born same. There is no any difference in that. But when you grow, you get a lot amount of messages from your father or mother and your own family members, your own companions, friends. So that way we learn a lot amount of things. And when you grow up, then see like what kind of parents you are having, or what is the ideology behind your parents. That type of beliefs are there. So even now we can find that some students are there, or some parents are there. They are having such kind of feeling. And mostly this is a political game. Okay, so see, you know that when the Britishers were there in India, this kind of system, see like divide and rule system was there. So this is the policy made by the Britishers to make a discrimination between the people. So they divided people into different castes, they divided people into different religions. So the earlier people, before the Britishers were there, people were living with a very much harmony. There was no any kind of issues like different religious people were there, different caste people were there was no problem. But when when Britishers came to India, they find that people are living very much happily there, so there is no problem. So there we have to create some problems. So such a way they created the problem of religious problems, like so they say that you are Hindu and they are Muslims and you are not supposed to be together, so you have to fight each other. So when all are united, then there is a strength, and when they are divided, that strength is lost. So in order to reduce the power of the people, they created this one. And even in like you might have studied in the history about what is happening, what had happened in the like at the time of this British rule, what were the things taking place, like at the time of war, the soldiers were there and they are given some type of like fat and all was provided. So such many type of wrong, like hurting the feelings of the people have been done by the Britishers. So same kind of systems are even now it is followed. So we still believe that, and just blindly we follow this type of things. So there are actually in any religion, it is not, if you consider the Hindu religion, if you consider in your books or any other books, it is not written that in your Bhagavad Gita or that Vedas are there, or if you consider any Veda, in that it is not written that you should not sit with a Muslim boy or anything like that. Or in any Muslim, like Quran is there, in that it is not written that you should not sit with a Hindu boy. Or in Bible, Christian Bible is there, so in any Bible it is not written that you should not sit with a Muslim boy or you should not sit with a Hindu boy. So there is no, any book is not showing, any religion is not teaching. So the people are doing this, you know. So the people, those who are following, they are just following these kinds of things, and they create such kind of wrong beliefs in the minds of the children. So here this teacher was asked, or teacher was told that you should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of the innocent children. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshmana Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. So the teacher, when he was called and he was asked, so it was informed, he was told that what you have done is wrong, and you are not supposed to do such kind of activities, and you have to ask sorry to the children, or you have to apologize for the mistake that you have done, and what wrong feeling that you have created in the mind of these children, that has to be removed by you yourself. And if you are unable to do this, then better you leave the job. You cannot, if you are unable to do such kind of things, you have to leave the job and go, and leave the island and go. Either you have to apologize, or you have to or you have to leave the school. And even not only the school, but you should not be in our own place. You have to leave the place and go. But when the things are told to the teacher, he came to know that what he has done is a mistake, and he understood the mistake, and he started adjusting with the situation. Okay, so the remaining portion we'll see in the next class. Thank you so much.